your inner critic has got your best interest at heart. It can be hard to believe that when you're on the end of something that's really harsh and punishing and almost sort of feels like an act of self-harm or self-violence. But it's true. The logic of an inner critic usually goes something like, if I can get you to be the best version of yourself, then you won't get rejected, or you won't get criticized, or you won't get shamed. And you might think, oh, but it doesn't work. I just feel awful when I feel self-criticism. It doesn't get me to be the best version of myself. But the thing is, it probably worked once or occasionally. Like if you're harsh with somebody, you can sort of get them to sit up straight and do something a bit better for a short time. If you keep being harsh with somebody, self-esteem starts to crumble. And then they become the worst version of themselves. And that's true in our inner worlds as well. Maybe once the critic was harsh and we sort of sat up and go, oh, you're right, I do need to get this right. And the critic goes, oh, that worked. I'll keep doing it over and over and over and over again. And then we're on the receiving end of that criticism. And then there's that crumpling in response. And suddenly we're not the best version of ourselves. I've seen a lot of adverts recently of how to get rid of your inner critic, just kind of strengthen yourself and push it out of the system. And that's just using that harsh energy back at the critic. And maybe it works for a moment and you feel good, but generally what happens in the long term is the critic pushes back. You push it away again. The critic pushes back because you can't transform yourself from that place of harsh energy. If you can find a way of making friends with the critic, of appreciating its intention, it wants you to be the best version of itself, whilst knowing that the strategy, being harsh towards you, doesn't work. If you can make friends with it, the critic can make friends with you, that's when it begins to relax. That's when the transformation begins to happen. And the critic can move from being a harsh voice into a supportive voice that really helps you to be the best version of yourself. So its intentions and its strategy align. And that's really possible. And it's sustainable in the long term. And it produces this kind of joined up version of strength. So all of your energy can go into whatever project you're working on rather than into fighting yourself. It's easy to say. Sometimes it takes a little bit of negotiation inside to get there. And that's why the tools of IFS, internal family systems, are really helpful at helping us, what a sentence, to navigate that internal world, to get to that compassionate heart so that we can make friends with the critic, so we can begin that transformation.